Hello, friends. Hi, Julie. I see Rhonda came by to say hello. Apparently, tomorrow's Father's Day. I didn't even realize. Say hello, Lisa.
Hello, everyone.
I know it's Hop Day, and a lot of people are off doing that, and it's a holiday weekend. So, anybody watching on replay, thank you
Hello,
so
everyone.
much. Oh,
Oh,
turn your volume.
yeah.
It's Hop Day, and a lot of
After,
people are off doing that, and it's a holiday weekend. So we'll wait for you to turn that off. On replay, thank you.
I'm getting it. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
All right, it's muted.
Hi, Trish.
Hi,
So
Trish.
what we're gonna do is get on with it. We're gonna make some portholes today, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. I do have a few ideas for you, some inspiration, hopefully. And I'll try not to overwhelm you with those because I know I tend to do that. If you are here for the first time, please don't forget to subscribe. I really enjoy inspiring everyone and all of the friends that I make on here. That community is so important. And don't forget to thumbs up. Hi, Diane. How are you? Little, yep, Minglet. Minglet is here. Say hello to Evie as well. Hi, Liz. Oh, I started to watch the Hop and I watched one before I realized I had to get ready. It's cold here too. Are you cold there, Lisa?
Oh no,
It's
no.
cold today.
Do I look like I'm cold?
So Lisa's phone is doing something weird, so she's got her laptop camera on, but we're gonna go back and forth, and she'll share what she's doing. I don't know if you guys read the description, but we are making portholes today, and we're going to make those out of something really fun. So I'm going to switch the camera over. There we go. And thumbs up, pretty please. I beg of you. So I want to show you where these started. I made these a long time ago with my old group. Where I had a partner, and the whole thing was, about the toilet paper when COVID started, and everybody went out and bought toilet paper. So we were coming up with all these things to do with toilet paper tubes, right? So I came up with these little frames, and they're little shadow boxes made with toilet paper tubes. That's all it is. Just made little frames, stuff to go in a junk journal, basically. So this is where this idea was born. We're going to use lids today, ball jar lids or any sort of lid that you can think of. And we're going to make, and I'm going to show you how to hang stuff from them. We're going to make little portholes, and you can use your lid any direction you want. We get these rusty ones and we don't know what to do with them, and they end up in the trash or whatever. And you can make little wreaths, and you could make Christmas ornaments like this. This is your template, and you can use that as well, but you use that to trace everything out. You can use your ring any way you like, so it can go this way, and you can have a second one and make a real deep one, or you can use it this way like that. And I got to put a hanger on that still. Or we can even make little accordion books. Check this out. This, you just fold it back and forth. Use that as your template. And then, whoops, sorry. So like 52 card pickup there. And then you can use and make like this comes back. And I can show you how to do that. It's very simple. And you still have a little shadow box there, and then it can open and you have your little book. I just thought that was really fun. So this gives us that shadow box effect, so we can add 3D bits like that. I just made a little bird nest there. Here I and I didn't connect this yet so I could show you. I made holes in here, and I actually just used my punch. Now you can use any sort of a punch that is skinny, or you can use this one because it's got that beveled cutting edge on it. And I just used a straight pin, and then I curved it there after I put some beads on it, and that keeps it in place. But then when you put this back in here, it creates a spacer so that you have depth in your frame. See that? It was a lot of fun, actually. You can use all kinds of stuff. I mean, that's 2 gel prints there. 2 PM Artist Studio gel prints. That's Rhonda's. And that's Loop-de-Loos, I think. I just, I like the opposite effect of something modern with something old. Something abstract with some fine art, So let me put this aside. And I was trying to think of the theme that I wanted to do because I can think of so many that I'd like to do. And I think we have settled on something like this guy. Anybody new come back in? Oh, yeah, I can't watch the hop until after this today. And I'm going to continue working on these after the live stream and watch the hop here at my desk. There just wasn't enough time yet. I did see Martha's, however. Did you guys see that one yet? Oh my goodness. That was the only one I caught so far. I was blown away. Oh yeah, Lisa, do not send us some heat. I'm glad for the cold. So Lisa, tell us how you're doing while I start this.
Okay. What I'm working on right now is I took the idea that Sharon gave me and I found some little clear rings. It's just a little plastic ring, and I took and I wrapped some ribbon around it, and I just found a whimsical looking picture to put behind it. And I took what she had taught me last week, and I have actually added on some little blingy things. So I have a little piece I can hang up, just somewhere for something mythical, mystical, magical looking. I've made one so far, and I'm right pleased with it.
Show us. Oh, it's adorable. What's hanging on the bottom? Is that a glass bead?
I've got 2 glass beads on it. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Very cool. Oh, yeah, Julie, definitely use a tape ring. Those are great because they're awful thick. And you get quite a porthole out of those. Wonderful job, Lisa.
That's my first one, and I'm gonna try to make another one and watch the chat. So we'll see how we do.
All right. Okay, so I'm gonna switch back over. So I've got my little. I want to tell you how I made him. I took one of my favorite Buddhas. This was a long time ago, and I used some oil-based clay. And oil-based is good for molds because then it never dries, and then you just wad it back up and you can use it again. So if you don't have any oil-based clay in your stash, I recommend getting just a little bit because you can press things into it. And then I poured plaster of Paris in it to make that. And that's a Buddha head. I just thought it was really fun. I've made some other things like that I'll share another time. I do want to, before I cut these up, I do need to share. I got an envelope in the mail yesterday that just made my day from Colleen. And she sent me some goodies here, and I want to use one of them, maybe 2. Aren't these beautiful? This one's awesome. It's birds. I love it. And this. She used texture paste with my stencil and made me a tag. It's like ATC size. Look at that. It's beautiful. I was just tickled pink. So I do want to cut that up. One of them, not the tag. And I think we're going to use this one. So I'm going to find a color that matches that so that can dry while I start the base here. I'm going to use maybe just a contrasting color even. Maybe just like bronze would be good. Bronze? He would be good.
Ooh, bronze.
Yeah. I mean,
think
because it's a Buddha, right? So
bronze would be gorgeous.
put it right on there and just cheat a little. Just get it on there. And then this shouldn't take too long to dry. Then I can go over it with some wax on my finger or, you know, some sort of even walnut ink or something and get some of those textures picked up so they show better. Oh, come on. Got to get down in there. You know.
Trish, you're right. She is very, very, very artistic. Colleen.
What?
I said Colleen is very artistic.
She is.
Trish from in the chat was saying how that she doesn't think she's an artist. I think that's something that happens with a lot of us that
it's imposter syndrome. We all have it.
You know, you got something, but you don't know that you're an artist. That's the way I look at it. I just have fun trying to be artistic.
I think it takes years and years of just doing it before you start feeling less like an imposter, honestly.
I don't know that I feel like an imposter. I just don't know that I've achieved the artistic title. Crafty, maybe. The artistic, I'm not sure about. Liz, I'm with you. I do hope that you know, progress will change your mind because we've all seen her work. It's gorgeous.
Okay. I'm making a cut. So maybe I'll use the other side on the back of this. So you're going to want to cut it a tiny bit smaller than your ring, so it fits, obviously. And then for the sake of time, I'm going to cheat a little bit and plug in my hot glue gun because, I mean, normally I would not use my hot glue gun, but I feel like I need to so that I can move on.
I think that might be a good idea so you can achieve your goals for the day.
Yeah, so I can.
Miriam's joined us.
What's that?
Miriam has joined us.
Oh, hey, Miriam. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, so I have to decide, do I want to do it this way or this? I think I'm going to do it this way. And first of all, I'm going to get that little punch there and use it on the ring. Yeah, I'm pretty excited to watch the hop. I always am. I love our hops every month. They're so much fun. Okay, so ring. You got to figure out how to get it on there to work it out. So I'm going to punch a hole. And then at the other end, I'm going to punch another one. Kind of line it up. I can't believe that goes right through that metal like that. I'm probably dulling my blade. I'm going to step on little shards of metal too. Okay, so let's see. Oh, I gotta make sure my hot glue gun is not melting in a weird spot. Okay, so what I'm going to do is glue that down. And I'll just use this glue for this. it's clogged, of course. Now you could also use your heavy gel medium would work for this. Your fabric glue works fine too. I'm just gluing the paper down with the quick drying paper glue here. So all right. Let's get that on there. And I'm not worried about the edges because what I'm going to do is go around it with something. I'm not sure what yet, but I will. So this might also be an opportunity for me to take like a Posca pen. You want to do most of your work before you get it in the frame so that you're not trying to work around this edge right here. So I'm going to find one of these and use one of these pens here.
Hi, Margalo.
Hey, Margalo. Welcome. Where is it? I think my small one is downstairs. Darn it. I don't want to open a new one. Okay, we're doing it. All right. Let's see if I can get that open. Yeah, I'm not using my teeth. What? Okay, so this is an opportunity to do a bit of extra whatever. So that's what I'm doing. Just real quick. I'm not worried about perfection. I'm going to be covering some of it. Colleen had to go to a Father's Day thing today. I told her I was going to be sharing the Happy Mail that she sent and probably using one of her prints today. Okay, so this isn't dry yet, but let's figure out what else I need to put on there, which direction it goes, like this, and he's going to go there. And let me think for a second. I don't think that edge is going to show on the inside there once I get the, yeah, I don't think it is. So what I can do, I don't really need to put anything on that outer edge unless it's going to show, you know what I mean? You could put pearls, you could put ribbon. There's lots of opportunities there. I am going to choose one of these little mandala stamps though, because, you know, round and Buddha kind of go together. One that looks more like a mandala. You could use one of the mandala stencils and some stenciled butter from the PM Artist Studio website. There's lots of rounds. And then I also have round stencils I've created. These guys that can be used. And this set comes with a bunch. So you could use them like a die cut and add them. So let's see here. Don't cut my finger. Am I cutting my finger? Okay, so I'm just going to add just for a little extra interest. Ooh, that's good. Maybe one here. And maybe one right here. There. Now we're in mixed media, aren't we, guys?
Yes. Definitely some ideas.
Oh, I'm glad. Okay. So Now I'm going to make that spacer and give it a place to hang, right? So the last time I used a straight pin, and all I did was put the ball end on this side and then put it around some pliers. Let me get my little cup out here with all my jewelry stuff. So if you don't have these kind, you just use it around one, or you can curl it around a paintbrush. Depends on how stiff your straight pin is. Now I have some that are harder to bend, but if the ball is going to go through, then you just add a bead that's a little bigger, or a flat bead. I do have some flat ones in here somewhere. Maybe. I have other beads, but this is the one where I dump everything when I'm creating and I have extras. So I end up with this mix. Let's see. How about just some of, it's got to be bigger than the hole. Maybe one of those. Let's see if that's bigger. It is. So I'm going to show you how to do it with an eye pen. That's the plan here, at least. You sit there. Okay, so where are my eye pens? Right here. So what you want to do is get your little ring on. If you don't have one of these, get one. They're cheap. Then I'm going to pull 2 eye pins out. You can use straight pins, like I said, and they can just be a straight pin with a flat end too. Because if you use a bead with it, then you're going to create that stopper. And all we're going to do, hopefully these fit on here. So I went out and, oh, they don't. Oh, you little, I almost cussed.
I didn't hear it.
I almost cussed. Come on. There we go. I did it. Okay. So then you're going to want to, because we're creating a spacer, put that there. And then grab your tools. We're going to bend it sharply to the edge so that we create that loop. I'm going to cut it first.
Diane Bell said she's been keeping plaster bandages to cover her mannequin's torso. She was telling Christina that she wanted to make some steampunk torsos. Very messy process.
Plaster bandages from...
Like you make a cast with.
Right. I actually use those.
You put them down in water and it activates the junk.
Right.
The plaster.
I have a hand that I made out of that years ago in art school.
Yeah. Well, anyway, she said that that was something that she's working on. That's going to be very cool. But yes, it is very messy.
You can use a dish soap bottle for that.
Oh yeah, that would make a torso.
Yeah. I actually have a lamp that I made years ago. I wanted a leg lamp before they were making leg lamps, right?
Not the leg lamp.
I really wanted one. And then they started making them. So,
Do you have one?
I do not. But what I do have, and it's somewhere in a box, I used to have it in my room. This fell back through and I don't know how. It must have been right here. Anyway, after you add more stuff to it, it's not going to fall through too. What I did was I made a torso, like a dress form, and I covered it with a fishnet stocking. I painted it red and then I covered it with a fishnet stocking. So it had that leg lamp feel, but it wasn't quite a leg lamp. And it was so cool. I had it in my room for the longest time. And then I just got sick of it. So, you know. It looked more like a Spanish dancer. So this is not going to stay on here because I cut it too short and my loop is too small. So what I'm going to do is add a ring to it. So we'll stay put for now until oh, my rings are right here. Until I get some other stuff on it, because that'll stop it. And I might as well add one to the other end, so that when I hang something from it, or make a hanger for it, that's where it goes. Okay, come out of there. This is where we need this ring. Do you all have one of these rings yet? You should. See this? You just find there's two different sizes. Get the small one, because that's what size that is. You'll loop it through, move your pliers, and pop it closed. That's it. It's so easy. Once again, let's do that. Need to close this. Whoops, I got to put it through first, don't I? So that gives me some space to add 3D bits. I should do a steampunk one. These would be a great way to make steampunk ornaments for my tree, because I really want to do a steampunk tree. Oh, that's fun. Okay, guess what?
What?
This spins. This would make a really cool thing to hang outside. And it would spin in the wind.
And it would make noise if they clanged together.
It would. Never even thought
it would
about
scare
it.
the deer.
There you go. You need to make one.
They're winning right now.
Hey.
I put coffee out last night and they didn't like it. They spit the leaves out.
Julie said she didn't know these rings existed. I tell you what happened the other day, because I was talking to you guys about it. I actually ordered 3 of them, and I am going to put them in prizes. And that's what they're for. Oh, I'm probably going to keep a spare in case I lose mine, because I walk around the house with it on all the time on accident. I'll go downstairs and I have it on. But 2 of them will go in the next 2 prizes, because we're meeting our goals. 25 to go. 25.
Hi, Chris.
Hey, Chris. How are you? Glad you're here.
Julie,
Okay.
they are actually rings that in the United States, they're referred to as ball. They're a type of canning jar. They are the ring that is used to help secure the flat piece and the seal to the seal. You put the flat lid on top of the jar, and then you screw this ring on top of that. So it would be, if you have like a place where they have the items that you would use to preserve food, that's where you would most likely find them in your grocery store.
So what I'm going to do here, I think, is I do want to put something on this edge right here. Just not on here, on here. So I'm going to grab some GIMP for that. I have this, and this is where the hot glue comes in. So I'm just going to glue it around. Hopefully I don't mess it up. We'll see. It's trial and error, right? Because I'm thinking that it would be nice if that showed in the porthole. You could also use washi tape. Maybe I should do that. Let me see. Let me see what I have out here. Have to glue it still, because you don't want it to show. I don't see anything I want. Okay, I'm going to bag that for now. It's okay to change your mind, right, guys?
It is always.
We do that. We change our
It's
mind.
always perfectly fine to change your mind.
And it's always trial and error with me. So I never know what I'm up to. What did I just do with it? It's right there. Okay, so next I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. And I'm going to cover the back side with something too. I have to decide which side goes. I think this way. All right. I've got my hot glue leaking over here like crazy. Okay, so I'm just going to glue it down. Of course. I got my little hot glue gun out because my husband keeps stealing my cordless, my big one.
Uh-huh.
It's
That's why
mine.
we have his and her tools. We do not share tools.
We do have some his and her tools, but he keeps stealing my cordless, and then I can't find it, and I have to message him at work. What'd you do with it? Oh yeah, I left it on the computer desk. Oh yeah, it's in my drone room. Oh yeah, it's outside. So I have to go on a hunt all the time. Drives me crazy. That man drives me nuts. Okay, so then I have to decide. Maybe what I'll do, since I didn't do the gimp, maybe I'll just go ahead and add a couple little beads after I get it glued in, just to keep that spacer so it doesn't wiggle back and forth. Just one here and one here, maybe.
All right, sweetie.
I could do that now. All right, I'll do it now. I'm gonna use some bigger ones though. Like, hey, while I'm digging, why don't you show us what you're doing?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I have assembled some things, and I've got one more piece to go. I've got to figure out how to do it, but I used these are all just recycled beads and drapery rings, which I have a whole jar full, and wasn't sure how I would use them, but have found that it's working out all right. So this will be the second one I've made since we've been live.
That's super cool. Is that a wire at the top?
It is a hanging wire.
Very
and then
cool.
I have a little bit of a print that I added to. I didn't particularly like the piece, but it was the right shape. And then this is going to be what dangles.
Very cool. Oh, that's neat.
So once it's all together, I think it might turn out to be a really cute little piece.
Okay, so I added a couple little beads. I'm going to switch back over. Very cute. I love the beads.
Yeah, they came off of a necklace that Darcy sent me. Part of the
that's really
the
cool.
bead pieces. Yeah. When she was cleaning out her studio, I bought a box of stuff. That was the most fun. That was so much fun. She sent me so many nice, good things. So.
Where did my pencil go? Okay, I got it. So now I'm just going to use the other side of this because it was double-sided to do the back. I cleaned my desk off before we started, I swear. It's a mess.
Her desk was clean before she started.
It was.
I saw it. It was clean.
This is the perils of mixed media, as I call it all the time, because when you mix together all those items, you end up with a mess. You just do. So let's see. I know I'm going to add something to the outside, so I'm not worried about that. Maybe I will turn that out a little bit more roundish. I have a big circle punch, but it's not quite big enough. A little bit more right there. This is like cutting your bangs. Just a little bit more on the left, just a little bit more on the right, just a little bit more. And then suddenly they're up past your eyebrows.
Well, that's fashionable now.
Yeah, well, that has been for a while, but I'm going to grab the hot glue gun because this is metal. I just want to make sure it stays down very thinly.
Julie Parker said she understands how we end up with messy desk.
Yes.
Even if you clear stuff off between projects, and that's what I tend to do. I do not necessarily clean it off every time I leave it, but I do try to clean up between projects because it just seems foolish to put it up just to try to pick it up for a few minutes the next day. And my husband said, "How much could you have up there on your desk?" And I'm like, "Don't ask.
Lot.
Don't ask." That goes with
a ton.
My mother used to say, "Don't ask questions you don't want to hear the answer to."
Right.
You know, the "don't ask, don't tell" policy.
I'm glad that my husband doesn't give me a hard time because he'll come in here to get a tool or something, and his drone room is right next to it. So, you know, he sees it and he doesn't say anything, and I'm so glad. And I know it drives him crazy because it's. I mean, I'm even overwhelmed with the amount of stuff right now. It's time to purge. Time to purge.
Well, you can just sell boxes like Darcy did. One of your friends might buy one.
Yeah. I do have lots of cool stuff. That's the problem. It's all cool stuff, and I'm like, oh, but I might use that. You know, that's
that. Well, I think that was her. That was what made it hard for her too. I think the worst part is when you have an emotional attachment to the stuff.
Yeah, that's my house.
For me,
it's all emotional attachments.
Most of my craft stuff is from somebody else. It's not. It was theirs before it was mine, and you know, I saw potential, and I said, okay, I might be able to use that, and that's the hardest stuff for me to part with.
Me
I mean,
too.
I can get up here and get rid of some stuff, but I can't get rid of everything.
Right. I have an emotional. I get emotionally attached to lots of things, and that is a problem. You know that it's like I'm very sentimental about stuff. In my house, I have things that I've had all my life, and I'm very sentimental about them, and it's hard to get rid of them. It really is. Unless somebody comes into my house and says, "Oh, I really like that," then I am more likely to give it away than I am to sell it or donate it, because I don't know where it's going, and I want to know it's going to go somewhere that it'll be loved. Isn't that weird?
I think that's it. That's the way I feel about it too, because you know, I did go through a purge, and I did put a lot of stuff in my trunk, and I took it to a place where people that couldn't afford, you know, supplies, you know, fabrics and things like that, would have the benefit of them. And I felt like in doing that it was a way to honor my mother, and to be sure that in the end her things were used for what they were supposed to be used for.
Right. Okay, let me get some of this out and see if I can give that.
Margalo, it's very hard when you have a very small space to work in. It makes it a little more difficult.
I just fight with my walls all the time because, you know, I have the attic walls, so I can't put proper shelves in, and everything I have has to be like, you know, on a short pieces of furniture everywhere.
Right.
And it's just annoying. I'm always doing a spin, especially in the other side of my room because it's split in half by my desk. I have a harder time over there because I have assemblage stuff and I have sewing stuff, fabric, things like that. So I'm always doing a little spin, like what piece of furniture can I bring upstairs to change this? Because this is driving me crazy. You know, I'm constantly moving furniture back and forth, constantly.
Ooh, Anne's here. Just briefly.
Hey, Anne, how are you? I'm glad you made it.
She's waiting for the pizza dough to rise so she can use that
Ah,
new pizza oven.
that's right. I forgot you did that. Guess what I got? We had our anniversary on Thursday. Guess what he brought home for me?
What?
A Ninja Creamy. Do you know what that is?
Ninja what?
It's a Ninja Creamy. It makes ice cream out of everything.
Oh.
Like everything you can think of. You can freeze in the cup and put in the Ninja Creamy. I'm going to put something over this. So I'm not concerned about I'm just creating a stopper. Look at that.
A Ninja Creamy.
My son has one and he told Bill about it. And then it was just, and I probably wouldn't have said, hey, I want another appliance. And he normally wouldn't buy me an appliance for a holiday. He knows better. But it makes ice cream. I mean, and you can put like fruit juice and stuff in it, and it'll make a slushy, a milkshake, a smoothie, whatever you can think of, you can make in there.
Are we talking single servings or multiple
Yes.
servings at a time?
Well, they're little quarts, and it comes with different cups. Ours came with 2, but I want to get 4 more, and because you have to freeze them for like 12 to 24 hours, so you have to kind of know what you're going to want tomorrow. But you can go on a diet with a Ninja Creamy. Like I put, the smoothie juices, the green juice that has the spinach and the bananas and the pineapple juice and all that stuff in it. And I have frozen bananas in my, like cut up in my freezer. Because that's where frozen bananas would go, I had to say frozen again, apparently. But you can make like a healthy thing. And I have like no sugar added Nestle Quick I can put in whatever, and it makes chocolate, and it's got a servings worth of meals worth of vitamins. You could use Slim Fast in it. Especially with summer coming, and I can eat ice cream every day.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have a problem eating ice cream. That's my favorite things.
Do love me some ice cream. Okay, so this is where I think the GIMP is going to go right here. The reason I would use GIMP is because it will go round, and it will go around a corner like that. See that? So it's going to cover that hot glue, and it's also going to keep my piece in place there. And it'll look cool there. So maybe I'll just add that now. Let me bring up my hot glue gun here. Does anybody here know what the Ninja Creamy is?
I'd never heard of it.
Apparently there's been a big shortage and people couldn't get them and people were wanting them. We don't ever have to buy ice cream again. We can make ice cream out of 1% chocolate milk.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
I guess I could just put my boost in and go with that, right?
You can. People do. All the time.
The cinnamon bun, when I can get it, I love it.
Power shakes, protein shakes. Those are big. All kinds of non-fat stuff or Greek yogurt or anything you can think of.
Well, you'll have to let us know how it turns out.
Yeah. Well, I already made the first night. I did, what did I put in there? Oh, I did the no sugar added Nestle Quick with
Night,
my
Miriam.
Oh, good night, Miriam. Thank you so much for joining us. Sorry, I'm not paying attention to chat, you guys. I
I
feel
got
like
you.
I'm working here, and I don't want anybody to think I'm ignoring them. I'm trying to remember what else I put it. Oh, I did put some salted caramel, Ghirardelli salted caramel syrup in it, because there's a
Yeah.
button for mix-ins where you can add chunky things at the end, and you hollow out a little tunnel in it. It sounds complicated, and it did at first until I made one. It's so awesome. It's an ice cream maker, and you can use all that healthy stuff. Okay, so
That's
we have
awesome.
that. That looks really cool back there around that back side. See that? It's really cool.
Yeah, it looks nice.
So I was almost mentioned earlier, I went outside to see how my potatoes were doing. I have this little spot on the other side of the yard. We have a big yard, and it's far away. I was in my slippers. I go outside, and I want to see how big my potato plants are. And I've got this like morning glory or whatever it is that grows crazy in our yard. And I'm constantly pulling it. And they're these long vines that just wrap around everything. So I
Yeah.
went over to that part of the yard, and it's usually where we dump the yard waste and all that. It was absolutely covered with that stuff. And I had just done it like a month ago. So I'm out there in my slippers, accidentally weeding with no gloves on, and I just cut up my hands. I kept like accidentally finding a little blackberry vine, or I didn't, I mean, I really didn't go over there to weed the yard. I didn't. I hate it when I accidentally weed like that. Do you guys do that?
I I am really bad to walk outside and go out the front door, which means I don't have my garden gloves on. And if
Uh-huh.
I start seeing anything popping up in my area where I have flowers, I have
Uh-huh.
to pull the weeds because he'll spray. He doesn't do it now, but he used to would spray everything. So now, I have to pretty much go with him through the process so that none of my stuff gets done. But yesterday morning, I went out and I was putting coffee grounds and pouring my leftover coffee out on the hostas to deter the deer. And I looked down
Does
and
that
there's a
work?
snake. Well, they didn't eat any last night, and they're starting to spit the leaves out, so I think it is working.
Wow.
But I looked down and there's a snake.
Oh,
Yeah,
what kind of snake? Wait, what kind of
it's
snake?
just a black snake. They're harmless. They eat rats, rodents, small prey. So we like to see them around. But later on in the day, we went metal detecting, and I leaned down to fill a hole in, and there was a frog. And I thought, okay, this is critter day. And it wasn't much longer. We went around a corner, and a butterfly landed on my shoulder. I said, well, I
It
guess this is my day for critters.
it is. That's really cool. Whoops, what am I doing? I gotta actually
But
put it
I
on
hope
there.
there's more snakes, and I hope there's some bigger ones than the one I saw because it was, well, I'll post on my Facebook page. It wasn't a biggie.
We
It's
have
a
a lot of gardener snakes here, and I had a house where we had a whole nest of them underneath the house. I mean, a whole nest. And I sorry, I had a momentary loss of it was a brain cramp. That's what that was. Sorry. But we don't have any of those here. We do have a lot of other critters. And I told you about that squirrel that's trying to be my friend right now. I finally got peanuts. And we have those great big blue jays, and they've been stealing the peanuts too. I think they would come up and eat from my hand as well. So
you don't want them to eat from your hand. They're nasty birds.
We only have a few of
Sorry.
them, and they seem nice. I think they're blue jays. They're giant blue birds. There's a pair of them. There's a female and a male. I took that
Yeah,
other
they're
wing
they're
off.
fine, but don't cross if you cross them, they'll
Really?
dive bomb you. Yes. Yes, they will.
Huh.
And they're aggressive towards other birds too.
So I've got that and that on there, and I'll probably add some sort of a tie like I did on this one, where I just kind of doubled it over, and I put that on a safety pin, by the way, so I can, hang it from whatever curtain or whatever. These could go on the front of an art journal, and you can do them in any style or theme that you want. I mean, I want to do an ocean themed one for a friend. I might get to that. Use old images, your gel prints, whatever whatever you got. So I'll probably do a double bow on that on the top, and then I'll finish this out with something too. And I'll have to decide if I want to put something there. But I think he turned out great. I can't believe how quickly I did that, by the way.
You did very good.
How are you doing there? I'm sorry about the glare, you guys. Let me turn my light down. Let's see if that helps a little bit. Diane said, we had a sunny slope in our backyard, and we always had blue jays sunbathing in the grass. They would spread their wings right out. Oh, yeah, they are beautiful. I think they're blue jays. I'm not even sure. They're huge bluebirds, right?
Yes, they are. They
Yeah.
have very strong beaks. They do like nuts.
Oh, Margalo thinks they're stellar jays. Okay. She lives near me, so
It could be. They could be different from what we have because
yeah.
the ones here are aggressive.
Martha, I didn't
And
even know you were
mean.
here. I'm sorry.
She dropped in.
Oh, she went to fix dinner.
Yeah, she's got to go fix
Oh,
dinner.
okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I just noticed that. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm bad about that. You guys,
Yeah,
I don't do that
I'm
on
not sure
purpose.
what I mean. They call them blue jays, but I don't know if they're called by any other name. But we have blue jays, cardinals, bluebirds. I've sat out in the yard and recorded about. I think I've got about up to about 25 different bird species in my backyard.
Wow.
I've got an app that I was trying to learn some of the bird calls because I didn't know what they were. And so I got this app from Cornell University, and I love it. You can record, and it'll tell you what birds you're hearing. And
Oh,
each
well,
time
that's cool.
they sing or give you a little make noise, it'll tell you what type of noise it is they're making, whether it's just a general call or they've got different categories.
I'm gonna finish this off while we chat. I think that's great. I'm a bird person. I always had birds when my kids were little, parrots, and I would train them. Like people would give me their parrots that were mean, and I would change them and make them friendly. But no one, I mean, it was always like a question, why is the parrot choosing me? Because I would even go into the pet store and I'd have it on my shoulder before I knew it. Like that one that was on the cage that was free in the store to roam would always end up in my purse, or, like, hey, I think we're friends. That's just how it was. But
That's funny.
maybe one of those on the bottom. I think it's my voice. I think it's the tone of my voice that they like, honestly.
It's probably the essence of your spirit.
I don't know. Well, animals just like me. I have a connection with animals for some weird reason. I think I'm going to put this little heart on the top, and then I've got this old this dude right there. Or, you know what? I could add that. Or is it too much for this one? It might be too much for this one. What do you guys think?
I don't know.
No, I would have to go on top because there's a lot of stuff going on here. Maybe I need to save this for another one.
I think it's pretty without anything outside it, really.
Well, I've got my holes there. I could just put a ribbon on it.
That would be pretty.
Let's do that.
There you go.
Let's do that then.
Diane Bell said her parrot learned some naughty words when I was house training.
Mm-hmm.
Pitbull puppy.
They can be kind of naughty. That's for sure. Let me see if I can do it this way. Or a giant ring. Do I have any big ones in there? I have 2 holes punched right there. So I'm going to find something. I've got.
Ooh, I like that.
What?
What you just held on there.
What did I just hold on there?
What was, you just laid it down. It's just to the left of it. That piece.
This?
The sculptured piece that you held at the top of it.
Oh, you're
corner
way behind on YouTube.
Am I?
You are, because I had that up a while ago.
Okay.
I mean, it's okay. You can just refresh. I can't believe how quickly I made that. I kind of thought I would get through one, and I'm kind of proud of myself right now. Maybe wire and a ring. I was thinking a giant ring. Maybe I could just put through there and then hang a bow from it. Whoa. I forgot that's not hinged. I do have some big ones here that I could put through there, I think. If I can bend them like that, we'll try. Boy, I'm just getting more and more crap out here.
I'm not looking.
What's that?
I'm not looking.
You're not?
No, I'm not going to look.
Okay. You don't look. Look at all this stuff on my desk. Let's see if I can get through this through here. I have to. Oh, I got it. I got it. And this one is really stiff. So that ring really helps with this. There we go. Look what I just did. I get all proud when something works out like that. That's cool. Now you can also put a hanger on the back. Like I'll probably add fabric to the back of this, and fabric will go down in all those little edges nicely. I could probably do that right now too. I just didn't have a fabric picked out, but you can just glue a hanger on there, or even let's say you did it like this. Put your fabric on the other side, maybe make a bow, have a little thing that hangs on the bottom. Or I was thinking you could link them together and have a full, like if you did a panel or a long thing. These don't go together, of course, but that would be kind of fun. And you could just, link them with some wire. Okay, so we need a bow for this. Let me get this over here. Let's figure out what kind you want it. I got this from Margalo right here. Maybe I'll use that because it kind of matches the gel print I have in the back. We'll see how it looks in a bow.
Diane wants to know if your finger gets poked when you use that ring.
No, not at all. Because you're just putting the let me grab one of these. It depends on how you grab this. All you do is you're sticking, let's see if I can get this in the camera shot. You're sticking that edge in there, and the thing is up top. I mean, it's above it. And then you're doing that. So can you guys see that? I'm trying to have it not be fuzzy. It sticks up. And there's 2 different widths. So you can use a fat ring or like you saw me do here.
Yeah.
So let's see. I'm just going to tie a bow. This is kind of elasticy, so we'll see how it looks. Maybe just like that. I'm just going to flip it back. Or you could do a big messy bow. It would look really good with some sari silk too. Because you could do that wrinkly bow like I did here. And I did it twice. Just tied it twice in a bow. And then wrapped a piece around it.
I really like that.
Let's find some fabric for the back of it real quick. I've got some stuff right here. Upholstery fabric would be really good. But let me look at the colors here. Or even like that. So you could do it before you put it in the frame, obviously. And remember, you've got your template here, which is one of your rings. You know, they make fancy rings too. And you can use any kind of lid you want for this. I don't know if you guys know, they have different prints on the rings. And I brought those up to share because I thought those were really cool. So
you don't find the printed ones very often.
No.
I think they're old. They may
those
be
are old. Yeah, they're old.
I think that was probably about the 80s when you had to have all the fancy napkins, with all the colors and stuff.
So I'm going to do this. I probably should be doing this on the other side of it, but I could glue it down and then cut it. I mean, that would be smart, but I'm not thinking ahead here. I'm just working intuitively, guys. I really didn't have a plan. I just knew I was gonna do something with the rings, and I had some ideas. Right, Lisa? I even showed Lisa ahead
she did not. She was trying not to overthink it or overplan so that it would occur organically.
Yep. I laid out some ideas. These scissors suck. These ones are better. I laid out some ideas, and we chose 5 minutes before we went live. So you could really theme these out, any style you want, sort of steampunk or. I wish that Martha had been here when I mentioned her.
No, she came in right after that, Sharon.
She was the only one I saw, and because I didn't have time, I'll go watch the rest of the hot after this.
Same here.
I was impressed. It was so cool.
We were getting the car washed and ready to go to Mount Airy tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
yeah. What is Mayberry on TV?
Oh really?
Yeah, it's what the area was based on. Yes, that's
really
correct.
Well, that's cute. Will you take pictures for us?
Sure. He doesn't know it, but both kids are going with us for Father's Day.
So I'm fraying the edges because, why not? Because I'm going to leave it raw. And I could still wrap something around this edge like I did this with some purple velvet. I mean, it does look really nice to wrap something around that. And it could be washi tape or strips of paper or, you know, whatever you've got, whatever you like to use. So I'm just
Well,
fraying
we
that
could paint
out.
them as well, could we not?
You could, and I would even recommend if you're going to do that, take them outside and spray paint them. I mean,
No,
if
I'm
you,
not going to take them outside and spray paint them. I'm going to tell my husband, I need something spray painted. Do you want me to do it? And that usually gets it done.
I love spray painting.
Well,
I will go down and, you know, and while I'm at it, I'll spray paint some extra stuff. I would never let him spray paint my stuff. That's
yeah,
like
well, he's
joy.
really good at it. He's really good at it. And he's real funny. He doesn't want it done anywhere where it might spray back on the car. And, you know, even though there's no cars outside right now.
So I put
But
that on a smaller one because it fits inside that. I would have liked this gold, so spray paint would have been a good idea, but you know. I need my bigger one. This one dries too fast. My big one is industrial. Okay. So we have our frayed fabric. And I might add something else to the back, but oh, I think that's fun. I'm probably going to add something around here. Maybe even this. I mean, what else? Who else has these pearls and they don't know what to do with all of them?
I have pearls.
I love pearls. I love adding pearls to masculine grungy stuff. You guys know that. You've seen me do it so many times. But that actually creates an edge on there. That's kind of cool. Or I'll get out some more velvet because I do really like that. Some of this would be nice. But I think that is almost done. And we have a porthole.
So Denise and Julie Parker both say that they have pearls for, you know, adding on to things.
I just think they're, you know, there's something so romantic about pearls. We are going to use this on one, but not that one. Pearls are beautiful. There's another thing you can do to add stuff. If you start with cardboard now, or, you know, let's say you do one of the books, you know, you can actually sew on it. You could put your gel print on it and then do a little stitching on it right through the paper would be fun. And then it'll show in your, you know, or you can use wire. If you don't have a punch that'll go through your ring, another way to do that is a hammer and nail. That's really all you need. You just, you know, put your nail in at an angle, give it a pop, and it should go right through. But you could poke holes in this and do some stitching on it. That would be really fun. It would also be fun to add like a piece of clear plastic in the front, so it has actually a piece of, like, looks like glass over it, or anything that's transparent, like mica tile perhaps would be cool, because that cuts really nicely and it would create like an amber colored window over it. So
Nice.
yeah, I think that would be good. So I think the next one that I'll make will be a book, but I'll do that one off camera. I need to find something I want to put right here to finish this off. And I'm not sure if I want to add something there or not. It could end up with a bird. I know it'll end up with some sort of a hanger right here, like a bulb pin would be fine. Like that. And I could even add that little tree of life that I have here right to the bulb pin. Like that. I think he turned out marvelous. I really like him. He needs something else. He's missing something. But I do really like him. So those are our 3. I'm going to work and watch the hop off camera. What time is it? Are we ending super early? Kind of
We're a little over an hour, so we're pretty good.
I could show you the long haul that I did this morning. Let me see if I can make more room on my desk. So I was kind of thinking, well, those are not from that. I was kind of thinking it would be fun to do when I thought of the booklet here. This is just a file folder that I folded back and forth, used that as a template, did a little trimming with some scissors. But what I did was I used the landscape moon tree stencil that I designed, and it's in the PM Artist Studio shop. If you're new and you don't know about that, but I think everybody does. And I did a long haul on my mini gel plate. So I ended up with like 26 of them. And I thought it would be fun to do on the rings with the accordion, a different one on each, because they're just the right size. They really are. I mean, that stencil, look at that. It's perfect. And there's a smaller one too, if I wanted to. But I thought it would be fun to put those on there and have a different color on each one and do a sort of a stencil paste, butter or texture paste on one on the front. There's that one. And I just, used the same sheet of paper. It was really fun, actually. I like the way this came out. And those. And that was my final result, but I pulled it with white, and I wish I would have pulled it with a color. Kind of, sort of. So I was less impressed with the final result than I was with all the tissue pulls. Isn't that how it goes, though?
It does go that way.
Yeah.
You never know until until you get to the end. You just don't know what that final result's going to be sometimes.
That's yeah. And it's really
that's
just
the way I look at it anyway.
Absolutely. It's such an experiment, though. It really is. So maybe even using the smaller one on the front. This needs weeded some more. On a different print, like this one that I just used a stamp on, and then I used an eraser to make these little dots, and just, add it to the top somewhere and put it inside your ring. Look at the size of that. It's perfect.
I love it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Anyway, I've got to decide which one I'm going to do next, but I will do that off camera. I'll share these results, of course, on my Facebook page, on my Instagram, on TikTok, and I will share some results here for you, Margalo, because I know you don't do any of those other things. So thank you, everybody, for joining me. Lisa, let's see what you're doing before we close it up.
All right.
How do you guys feel about this shorter time anyway? I do want to know.
That's the longest one.
Oh, very cool.
And I did save the outside of the brass one so that you could see everything.
Very cool. I love it.
That's wallpaper in the middle.
Oh, that's a good idea. I think you sent me some of that wallpaper.
Yes, I think I did. And then here's the first one that I had finished.
It's very cool.
So,
are you going to hang them in your art room for inspiration?
They will probably hang in the art room. Yes.
Anne said she has a lot of the canning jar lids. Great inspiration.
A tub full. A tote full.
Yeah, I did. I have many containers, and I try to put the rusty ones aside because I think, I'm going to find something to do with those. And I'm really excited that I saw the Portholes finally.
Yes. And most people are saying that an hour is good.
Oh, good. I'm so glad to hear that. And you know, it'll be somewhere between an hour and 2 hours. Not having that time limit, but not trying to fill up 2 hours, you know, makes it more organic and gives everybody else a chance to go and do other things or watch other videos. And we do have our hop today. So I just I'm excited to go watch that, and I encourage everybody to go watch the hop. And if you don't know where to start, you can start right here on my channel, and click the links at the end of each video to get to the next one. Thank you so much for sharing this day with us. And thank you, Lisa, for showing us your pretty face.
Yeah, it's almost shocking. If I'd have known I was going to be face forward, I would have put on makeup. Honestly, I would have.
Oh, you don't need
Maybe
it.
some lipstick.
Well, one day I'll put my face on there too, and we'll have a face to face.
Yeah, we'll do it.
All right, you guys have a beautiful day. Go watch the hop, and happy Father's Day tomorrow. Enjoy your family time. Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.